So yesterday I was speaking with some clients and we were just finalizing their pre-approval, and they effectively said, great, thank you. We're going to start looking at properties. How do we effectively buy a property? How do we know what they're worth? Where do we start? And it's easy to forget when you're dealing with property all day, every day, you deal with purchases and finances, that for a lot of people, this whole process is quite new. And that might not be just for first-time buyers. We've got clients who might not have bought a property for 5, 10, 20 years. So they're going back to the market, and there's not something they're doing every day. And so what I want to start doing is start doing a weekly series on, I guess, how to buy property. Now, with the caveat that the best answer is probably use a buyer's agent, use a professional to help you do this. But I understand that many people don't want to do this because of either the cost or whatever it may be. And so given that we're part of the process, I thought that I'd start on Saturdays, which is the day that everyone's looking at properties, going to auctions, sort of the day of property here in Melbourne, is run a series every Saturday talking about tips to how to buy property. So one of the things that I think is very useful, if you're exploring a market and you're trying to get an idea of, can you afford this market? What are properties going for? What are properties worth? Trying to get an idea of, is this an area that you can work in? Everyone at first goes to the for sale section. So they'll look at properties for sale, and that property might say 1 to 1.1 million. But you don't know, is that an agent who's underquoting and it's actually going to go from 1.2 to 1.3? Is that an honest agent that may be 1 to 1.1? Or is it an unrealistic vendor and that property might just not sell for what it's worth? You don't know any of these things, and so you're kind of left guessing. And so if you want to get an idea on whether a suburb is suitable for you, if you're using realestate.com.au, for example, instead of looking in the for sale section, look in the sold section. Scroll back for the last 3 months, find properties within your budget in that suburb, and look at what's actually selling and for how much it's selling. That's going to give you a good idea of what properties are actually going for, whether or not your brief is realistic. So the type of property that you want and the suburb you want, is this realistic? If you see that all these properties in that suburb are selling for more than you can afford, you either need to change your brief or change your suburb. This is the first of many tips. Any questions, please reach out.